Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Louisa Steed, the writer of 'Tis So Sweet to Trust in Jesus, was born in Dover, England in the year 1850 and immigrated to Cincinnati, Ohio in 1871. She had felt called to work for God as early on as childhood, and at a camp meeting in Urbana, Ohio, she dedicated her life to missionary service. Regrettably, poor health prevented her from serving initially. She married her husband in 1871, and they had a daughter named Lily. When Lily was 4 years of age, tragedy struck the Steed family. One day, they were enjoying a picnic lunch on the sunny beach at Long Island Sound, New York. Suddenly, they heard cries of help and spotted a drowning boy in the sea. Mr. Steed ran into the water to the rescue. However, the struggling boy pulled his rescuer underwater with him, and both drowned before the terrified eyes of Mrs. Steed and Lily. Out of Louisa Steed's wise struggle with God during the following days flowed these meaningful words. "'Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus, just to take him at his word, just to rest upon his promise, just to know, thus saith the Lord." Soon after the terrible tragedy, Mrs. Steed and her daughter left for South Africa to the Cape Colony, where she worked diligently as a missionary for 15 years. She married Robert Woodhouse, a native of South Africa. In 1895, Louisa's failing health made it necessary to return to the United States. Her husband pastored a church until in 1900 they returned to the mission field, this time to southern Rhodesia, now known as Zimbabwe. Louisa's lifelong trust in God can be seen in a message sent back to the United States shortly after her return to the mission field. In connection with the whole mission, there are glorious possibilities, but one cannot, in the face of the peculiar difficulties, help but say, "Who is sufficient for these things?" But with simple confidence and trust, we may and do say, "Our sufficiency is of God." After 10 more years of missionary service, her ill health forced her to retire in 1911. But her daughter Lily, who had married soon after their return to the mission, continued to serve for many years. Louisa eventually passed away in 1917 at her home in southern Rhodesia. After her death, a fellow missionary wrote about the continued use of her hymn, saying, "We miss her very much, but her influence goes on as our 5,000 native Christians continually sing this hymn in their native tongue."